Hello everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting with me today. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel, The Cutting Board. We do all kinds of content here. We do food related content, including taste tests and cooking videos. We do SFX makeup, regular makeup, vlogs, hauls, chit chat, true crime, just all kinds of things. And most importantly, at least to me, Disney content. I have a lot of interests and I want to share them with you. So in this video, we're going to discuss a recent news story. A 7-month-old baby girl was abandoned in someone's front yard in Dyer County, Tennessee on Tuesday, July 29th at approximately 3:11 p.m. The baby was discovered in her car seat in someone's front yard at a residence on Old Highway 20. Several hours later, 4 bodies were discovered, and they were confirmed to be the baby's parents, James Wilson, age 21, Adriana Williams, age 20, the baby's grandmother, Courtney Rose, who was 38, and the baby's 15-year-old uncle, so all very young people, but the uncle's name was Braden Williams. A dark-colored minivan or a white mid-size SUV was reported to have dropped off an infant in a car seat at a random individual's front yard, the sheriff's office said, alongside a photo of the infant, and I will try to find that and put that in here. Thankfully, a witness saw the car seat with the child and called 911. That's a broad range of vehicle, a dark colored minivan or a white SUV. They narrowed it down, and we're going to talk more about that later. Once the baby was identified, the sheriff's office wanted to speak with the parents, obviously, and the child's grandmother. However, at 10:26 p.m., a 911 call was made reporting that the grandmother and her daughter, Adriana, the baby's mother, were missing. And I don't know who made that 911 call, but the caller said during the call that they were actively searching around a home with a flashlight for them. Later that night, the Dyer County Sheriff's Office did announce that 4 individuals had been discovered dead in Lake County, Tennessee, which is approximately 25 miles north of Dyer County, where the baby was found. It was confirmed to be the family of the baby, as I said earlier, the parents, the grandmother, and the very young uncle. A manhunt is underway for a 29-year-old man who allegedly killed these 4 people and left the baby alive, thank God. Tennessee authorities said Austin Robert Drummond is considered armed and extremely dangerous, following these murders, of course. But the suspect, Drummond, dropped off the infant in the car seat and brought attention to people nearby, and that's probably how they got the description of him. But he wanted them to come get the child. And TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director David Roush, said during a news conference that the baby is safe. While this was an extremely tragic and violent event, there was a sign of compassion, if you will, Mr. Roush said during the news conference. That tells us that there's a possibility that Austin may have a sense that there is hope for him to be able to come in and have a conversation about what happened. I don't know, 4 dead bodies? Mr. Roush said that he believes it was a targeted attack by Drummond, who had a relationship with the victims. A relative of the victims posted on Facebook that he's literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids. We all trusted him. That was the quote. Reports state that Drummond dated one of the victim's sister, I believe Adriana's sister. Records show that he has a lengthy criminal history, no shock there, and was allegedly a member of the Vice Lords street gang, and was out on bond at the time of the murders and the kidnapping of the baby, because it's still a kidnapping, even though he dropped the child off. His criminal history dates back to 2011 when he was just a teenager. He pleaded guilty to evading arrest and attempted burglary in Jackson, Tennessee. He received 24 hours of community service for that. Maybe punishments need to be more strict when these young people commit crimes. When he was 17 years old, he walked behind the register in a gas station in Jackson, pointed a gun at the clerk, and forced her to open the cash register, and then he took the cash that was in the register. He was found guilty of that crime by a jury and served a 13-year sentence for aggravated robbery and retaliation for past actions. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look more into that. But his sentence ended on September 1st, 2024. In December, he was charged with attempted first-degree murder and contraband in a penal facility. Sorry, I have an itch. Since then, he was also arrested on even more charges, including meth, the word YouTube doesn't like, contraband, and unlawful telecommunication devices in a penal facility. Apparently, these were crimes he committed while he was in prison, and the charges are now being actively tried, I guess. There was some lack of clarity on that. But to be specific, Drummond is wanted on warrants for 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, 4 counts of a felon in possession of a firearm, and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. So the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has announced a $15,000 reward for information. It started at $7,500, but it's gone up to $15,000. For information leading to her arrest. And the reward is being offered by the U.S. Marshals Service and the TBI. Drummond was last seen driving a 2016 Audi A3 with Tennessee plate RIO or 01896. The vehicle has damage to the driver's side, and Drummond is described as approximately 5'10" and 190 pounds with brown hair, blue eyes, and a goatee, although he could have altered his appearance by this time. Which, he should. The baby girl is Weslyn Sabri Leolani Wilson, born on December 12th, 2024 at 1:35 a.m. Her mom called her Wessie. Obviously, it is unknown why Drummond spared the infant, but of course, thank goodness that he did, although he did kill her family. I'm glad he had the moment of clarity to not harm the baby and to take the baby to safety, put her where she'd be found. If she was left where the bodies of her parents, grandmother and uncle was, she may have not have survived if it had taken longer to find the bodies. It seems that he's a pretty bad guy, so that baby got really lucky, except, that she lost her parents, a grandmother, and an uncle, which is really sad. But that's all I have for right now. Hopefully they catch him soon, and I believe they've arrested 2 people in conjunction with this crime, but that will come up in an updated video. I will stay on this case and will bring updates as I get them. But thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.